Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing, Inc.
Guyana's Ministry of Education braces for a nationwide strike by teachers. Our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Friday, August 17. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Ricardo Roberts. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. As students across Guyana prepare to return to the classrooms following the summer vacation, the country's teachers' union, the GTU, has served notice that it will be proceeding with plans for a nationwide strike to press for salary increases. This is despite a last-ditch effort by the government to avert the industrial action. After a near 3-hour meeting with the Education Minister on Thursday, GTU President Mark Light said the union was holding firm to its position that teachers would begin striking from August 27th. But he said the ministry and the union have reached agreement on several other issues that were part of the negotiation process. We get the details in this HGP Nightly News report.
The Education Ministry has acceded to many of the proposals submitted by the Ghana Teachers Union, but the parties reached a bottleneck on the major issues of salaries. The union and the Education Ministry met on Thursday in last-ditch talks to avert industrial actions by teachers. Here is President of the Ghana Teachers Union, Mark Light, on what were some of the proposals both sides agreed upon.
The ministry would have agreed to paying of SEN teachers, improve salaries for those people, hiring of a specialist to help with schools that have dormitories to relieve the burdens from our head teachers where there are dorms.
This is the Teachers Union's approach to what lies ahead in light of the impasse.
We also rejected the fact that they were not prepared to offer increase incentives for improved qualification. So that remains the same. The union rejects that. And the clothing allowance, not in agreement to pay clothing allowance, still 8,000. So we rejected that. Whitley Council, we were asking for 3 years. Now teachers would have to remain in the 4-year period in order to get the Whitley Council in.
As a government, we have committed and we have demonstrated what it means to improve not only salaries, but working conditions and employment conditions of our workers. My teachers have benefited from a number of measures, not only to increase, because you know that notwithstanding the absence of a multi-year agreement, teachers benefited from increases.
And with 2 weeks to the reopening of school across the country and the commemoration of Education Month, this is what the Education Ministry plans to do in the event the strike eventually takes place.
The standard operational procedure dictates that. And what it says, one, parents have to get involved through PTAs. It talks about the hiring of temporary persons in the classroom to fill those gaps. It talks about based on the number of persons who are on strike and on board, whether you can do half day or whole day or you rotate. There's so many things. Of course, those are the technical issues related to education. And I've asked my Chief Education Officer to ensure that we have all of the preliminary work done. In the event that we have to activate, we activate.
Over in the Bahamas now, Education Minister Jeffrey Lloyd is dismissing allegations that the children of immigrants are being denied a proper education. He says claims that they are being turned away from certain schools are unfounded, and he challenged anyone who says otherwise to come forward with evidence.
If you know of a single instance where a child has been denied admission to a public school, and there is no justifiable reason for that denial, bring it to the Ministry of Education's attention. Please, I need to know the full and complete name of the child's date of birth, the school where that permission was denied, and who at the school may have denied such a permission. Bring it to our attention. But for you to continue to say in the media, oh, children are being denied access to the Bahamian educational system, and you are not giving me some evidence that this is so, I think it's unfair.
The Chief Executive Officer at Ross University School of Medicine, Lisa Wardell, has defended the institution's decision to leave Dominica and relocate to Barbados. Addressing a meeting of the Securities and Exchange Commission and the investors on Wall Street, Wardell said the decision to relocate was taken after considerable deliberations, including a review of the university's academic and infrastructural requirements and future plan. The U.S.-owned university was based in Dominica for 40 years, but temporarily relocated to St. Kitts and the U.S. state of Tennessee after Hurricane Maria decimated the country last September. Wardell, who is also president of Adtalem Global Education, said the university has worked with the Barbados government to support academic and business opportunity, or continuity rather, and the new location will include state-of-the-art facilities. She pointed out other benefits, including that Barbados has a matured healthcare delivery system and a teaching hospital to support students and faculty, and the island has direct flights from the U.S. and Canada. Gary Griffith has officially taken up duties as Trinidad and Tobago's police commissioner. He was officially introduced at a press conference at the Ministry of National Security's office on Friday. Minister of National Security Stuart Young confirmed Griffith's terms and conditions were approved and confirmed by Cabinet on Thursday, and he had received his instruments of appointment. In a brief statement, the new top cop vowed to get right down to work and said one of his aims would be to improve the public's perception of the police.
I do not expect any. I have an enormous task, but this is not going to be a Gary Griffith show. I intend to work as much as possible with all stakeholders, inclusive of the citizens of this country, to ensure that their most fundamental rights will be adhered to. What I bring to the table will be seen in due course. What I can assure you is that my job, my intention is to ensure public trust and confidence is brought back into the police service.
The House of Representatives voted in favor of Griffith's appointment in July. He replaces Stephen Williams, who had been acting in the position since 2012. Stiffer penalties are coming for anyone caught sexually abusing children in the Cayman Islands. Several pieces of legislation dealing with the issue are heading to the Legislative Assembly next month, and sexting a child is one of several new offences proposed. Rishma Raghunath of Cayman 27 News has more.
The government is proposing a 10-year minimum sentence for sexual offences against children, something MLAs Anthony Eden and Chris Saunders have been pushing for.
We're already seeing too many predators being getting a slap on the wrist, in our opinion, in terms of some of the sentences being meted out.
Changes to Cayman's penal code are being proposed, including adding 8 new sexual abuse offences, like sending sexual communication to minors and abusing a position of trust. This is an offence that's not only limited to family, but anyone who cares for, trains, supervises, or is in charge of a child.
It is very high time for us to send a very strong message that our children are off limit. You look at our children, you look at stuff you're not supposed to be doing, you have thoughts you're not supposed to be having, well, guess what? You're going away for a long time.
Mr. Saunders says while he agrees with the legislation, he doesn't believe it goes far enough to protect children from sexual predators.
What we have right now is that while you have sentences of 10, 12 years, we still see people getting 6 months and 2 years and 3 years type sentences. So we want to make sure that there are certain minimums, that a very strong language is sent that our children are off limit.
You're watching Caribbean Newsline. Stay with us. We have much more news after this.
Women's ICC World Her passion for what she believes is unmatched.
So I wanted to get to the point where you can shake me off that perfect piece.
She's a book-off radio host, philanthropist, and motivational speaker.
And I said, I'm going to write you a check for $10,000, which I'm not.
Spirit, soul, and body.
To get them some help through the transition.
I'm Karita D, and you're listening to Girlfriend Get a Life.
Dominica's World Creole Music Festival in 2018, October 26, 27, 28 at the Windsor Park Stadium in the capital city, Roseau. 3 nights, over 8 genres, 40 years of independence, 1 location, Dominica, the 20th edition of Dominica's World Creole Music Festival. For more information, like our Facebook page, Dominica Festivals. Visit our website, www.dominicafestivals.com for all travel, accommodation, and ticketing details. My love, my home, my Dominica. Building a resilient nation. See you there! Proudly sponsored by the Government of Dominica and Discover Dominica Authority.
The Grenada government says it's determined to have a transparent investigation into the management of the Marketing and National Importing Board, the MNIB. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says Cabinet has agreed to support a full inquiry into the board's affairs. The decision comes against recent revelations of possible inappropriate use of funds at the agency, which purchases produce from farmers and seeks local and foreign markets for them. More in this report from Trelona Charles.
Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell has made it clear in his public statements the dissatisfaction and serious concern with some aspects of the management of Marketing and National Importing Board over the last 5 years. On his recommendation, as he has reported, the Cabinet of Grenada has agreed to support a full inquiry into the affairs of the MNIB. The statement from Prime Minister's office adds that the inquiry has the full backing of the current board of the MNIB and is a welcomed relief to many members of the past board who by all accounts have been blindsided by some of the allegations in the public domain. The purpose of the investigation, the details of which will be made public shortly, is to get to the bottom of the allegations and to find answers and solutions that are satisfactory to both farmers and the general population. Without the benefit of such an investigation, the statement adds, it is premature and irresponsible to suggest that any member of the past MNIB Board of Directors had any inkling or direct responsibility in their personal and professional capacity.
Over in Jamaica, the terms of reference for the team being set up to assist the government and the board of the state oil refinery Petrojam to determine its strategic direction have been finalized. Prime Minister Andrew Holness told a news conference this week that a number of people have already been approached to serve on the commission, which was set up to look at Petrojam's operations and to determine a strategy for the way forward. The refinery has been at the center of corruption allegations since June, when revelations about the company's operations were made in Parliament.
Sent the TOR to the opposition. I've had their comments, and we have considered them. We have spoken to persons who were inviting to serve on the commission. They have agreed. We still have 1 or 2 persons that we're just tidying up details with, and we should have the commission named very shortly.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness was speaking Wednesday during his quarterly press briefing at Jamaica House. In July, Mr. Holness announced that businessman Christopher Zaka would chair the team that would help the state decide its role in Petrojam's future. Government has been looking to buy back Venezuela's 49% share in the oil refinery and explore ways to make necessary upgrades. Mr. Holness says his administration is also looking at other aspects of the island's energy security to include a possible divestment of Wigton Wind Farm and its shares in the Jamaica Public Service.
We are in a transitionary period in our economy. We are taking wiser decisions. We are taking decisions that are more thoughtful. So that's on the energy front. So I want to see those high-level decisions through.
And in this week's Newsline Entertainment, we bring you highlights from Spice Mass 2018 and a sneak peek of what's to come in a regional karaoke competition. We also talk about the man behind the popular soca song, Funky Business.
Spice Mass 2018 was deemed a success by organizers. From the Soca Monarch competitions to Kiddies Carnival, Monday Night Mass, and of course, Carnival Tuesday. Here are the highlights.
But I don't care what people wanna say. Hey, when them will talk you any time of day. Let the people them sing on. You do bad. Them never have. And them ask me. Well, where you? And where you? Who are you? And when I say, them up to the wall.
This song has rocked the airways through the region for almost all the carnivals, and some even say that it was sung just for them. We got a chance to catch up with the man behind the lyrics.
And this song is just a natural song. Just went to the studio, write the song, never pen and paper. The song just came from the meds, and then, you know, with the great work of Parry Jack, Scorpion, and Kamal Achibel, you know, just a great combination. So, you know, it's just a natural everyday song, and it's been like pieces of the song, you know, it was like on my mind, you know, everybody keep having little pieces of what they're doing in life and what the drummers they're going through, people asking them where they from, and you know what I mean? So it's just a natural song, you know, it's everyday thing, you know, that's it.
The entertainer says he was not even sure that the song would be such a hit, but he was pleasantly surprised.
I didn't know the song would have turned out to be as big as it did, but you know, working with Parry Jack, anything is possible, and Scorpion. So after releasing the track, 2 weeks with I think it was 4 people liking it and 84 views on YouTube, I was like, man, this track probably ain't gonna make it. And then Candyman from St. Vincent Extreme Radio, he just took it one morning and then bam, the song was a hit. You know, so it's just a patient man right donkey, you know.
Most of us have done it at some point, karaoke. Karaoke has been around for some time, mostly popular at local bars or even family events. But this company, Media Links Productions, is taking the popular pastime event to another level, a regional karaoke event. Director of Media Link Productions, Clifton Henry, gives us a rundown on how the competition will go.
Now, how we plan to do this is a home and away basis, where we will start. We started with Guyana. The next country on our radar is St. Vincent, followed by Antigua, then we come back to Grenada or St. Lucia. But the thing is, we can try to cover as many islands as possible, where we take competitors to those islands to take part in competition, and then bring a similar number to Barbados to compete against the Barbadians. At the end of it all, we will have then a Caribbean champion.
The first event is slated to be held in Barbados, where competitors from Guyana will seek to take the title from locals on their home turf. Renee Sion, Newsline Entertainment.
And ahead in Newsline Sport, the CPL defending champions record a sensational victory against St. Lucia Stars. Stay with us. Sport is next.
This hurricane tip comes to you compliments the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency and the Caribbean Media Corporation. Be prepared. Do not go outside barefooted or in slippers after the hurricane.
Summer and fall, Brilliant Barbados is offering you hotel discounts of up to 40% off regular rates when you book through Expedia before October 31st, 2018. Discover our Dine Around program specials at participating restaurants across the island, starting from US $50 per person on 3-course meals. For further information and full details to book your Barbados holiday, visit brilliantbarbados.com.
The Acura Team Penske prototypes came into the 6 hours of the Glen riding high with a win and 2 podiums in the last 2 events.
In just a matter of seconds after the green, Dane Cameron in the number 6 Acura had the lead coming out of turn 1. The 7 car, with Ricky Taylor in the seat, escaped some early contact with a back marker to charge into second. Taylor was optimistic after his opening triple stint.
Darren Bravo and Brendan McCullum produced one of the greatest displays of power hitting in the Hero Caribbean Premier League to lead the Trinbago Knight Riders to a shocking win over St. Lucia Stars in Gros Islet on Thursday. Bravo belted an unbeaten 94 from just 36 balls, including 6 boundaries and 10 sixes, and McCullum smashed 68 from 42 balls during a 4th wicket stand of 137 to help the Knight Riders snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. They overhauled the Stars' challenging total of 212 for 2 to reach 218 for 5 in 19.5 overs. Heading into the final 5 overs, they required 85 runs for a seemingly impossible victory. But in the ensuing over, Bravo took his fellow countryman Pollard to the cleaners, smashing him over for 5 huge sixes in an over which yielded 32, the most expensive ever in the history of the CPL. The result left fans at the Darren Sammy Stadium in disbelief as the team's losing streak dated back to 2017 increased to 15. Still in cricket, Trinidad and Tobago's quest to do the double got off to a perfect start when they defeated the Leeward Islands by a mammoth 176 runs in the first round of the regional under-19 50-over championship in Kingstown on Thursday. Fresh from capturing the 3-day title, TNT produced a solid batting performance on their way to posting the day's highest total of 249 for 7 from their 50 overs. Leonardo Julian top scored with 82 and Joshua James, who stroked an unbeaten 53, were the mainstay of the TNT innings. The Leewards never came close to mounting a serious challenge, with Teran Jadu and Justin Gangu running through the middle and lower order to skittle them out for just 73. Both Guyana and the Windward Islands recorded 6-wicket victories over Canada and Jamaica respectively, thanks to a 4-wicket haul by Kevin Sinclair. Guyana bundled out Canada for just 146 runs, with Kavya Naresh being Canada's main contributor, scoring 57. Propelled by Joshua Prasad's 62-ball knock of 80, Guyana then made light work of the total, racing to 147 for 4 in just 24 overs. It was similarly a comfortable win for the Windward Islands, who dismissed Jamaica for a paltry 159. They then motored along almost 6 runs and over on their way to scoring 164 for 4 in 27.5 overs. Opener Skimani Emilius, who top scored with 86, and Jasion Alexander, 58, put on 146 for the first wicket to set the Windwards on the path to victory. Well, the stage has been set for the heavyweight clash of 3 of Barbados' top boxers in what will be a last man standing bout on August 26. It's the first time the Barbados Boxing Association will host a clash of this kind, and co-promoter Marlon Morris says the winner will move on to fight the island's heavyweight champion, Curtis Murray.
The format is we have the 4 top heavyweights in Barbados. And 2 will fight, the winner will fight another one, and then there will be the final. 4 rounds maximum. And that winner is the last man standing. In between, we'll have other bouts from the lower divisions.
Meanwhile, Barbados' most prominent promoter, Sam Lane, thinks the tournament will generate tremendous interest from many aficionados of the sport.
If you make a comparative analysis with this and the contender competition,
which has been running in Jamaica for quite a while. And the contender competition has been very successful in Jamaica. And this is going to be very exciting because we're going to have a champion in one day. Basically speaking, at the end of the night, we're going to have the last man standing champion who will be awarded the last man standing trophy. So I can see a lot of, because you got to fight more than one fight per night. You got to beat this guy to move on to the second stage, to move on to the quarterfinals. Then you got to beat the guy from the quarterfinals and move on to the semifinals. So you're going to end up fighting 3 fights to be the champion in one night. So you got to really fight your heart out.
Heavyweight gold medalist Anthony Kingpin Emmanuel will be one of the contenders in the last man standing match. He and CEC Games champion in the flyweight division, Ricardo Babyface Bomber Blackman, will have their work cut out for them. Both men expressed confidence about their matchups.
As the Kingpin, you know, so I'm confident, you know. I'm 100% confident and I'm ready, you know. And I go out there, put my best foot forward, and I will put my best foot forward.
3-time Caribbean champion. I've been to the Commonwealth Games and the CSC Games and the Pan Am Games, but mainly 3-time Caribbean champion. And this is my debut. I'm looking to go out there and show the world who's the babyface bomber.
And that's the sports. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
Dominica's World Creole Music Festival in 2018, October 26, 27, 28 at the Windsor Park Stadium in the capital city, Roseau. 3 nights, over 8 genres, 40 years of independence, 1 location, Dominica, the 20th edition of Dominica's World Creole Music Festival. For more information, like our Facebook page, Dominica Festivals. Visit our website, www.dominicafestivals.com for all travel, accommodation, and ticketing details. My love, my home, my Dominica. Building a resilient nation. See you there! Proudly sponsored by the Government of Dominica and Discover Dominica Authority.
Love her. Okay, so, but yeah, like for, you know, middle, I guess what you would call middle class families, you have to basically work and invest and create a budget and work within that until you can get to the next step.
Right.
So as far as my education is concerned, very all over the place. I was...
Again, the major developments of this day. Guyana's teachers going ahead with a nationwide strike despite efforts by government to avert it. And in sport, Trinbago Knight Riders record a shocking win over the St. Lucia Stars as the 2018 Hero Caribbean Premier League tournament continues. That's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sports round the clock, subscribe to CaribNews.com. For more of our programming, log on to CaribVision.tv and subscribe to CaribVision's YouTube channel. We'll be back here again on Monday, but from all of us at CMC News, thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good night.